how to start going to the gym. If you clicked on this video, you're wanting to know what to expect from the gym, how to start going to the gym, diet, exercise, all of that. I will be breaking it down for you guys in today's video. So without further ado, my experience. First of all, a lot of people go into the gym and expect every jack dude is so rude, like the average gym bro, blah, whatever. Everyone in the gym is there for the same thing, to improve, to get better every single day. So chances are they're gonna wanna help you. I still get advice from guys that are in their 40s, in their 30s, just trying to give me advice, friendly gym bro advice to help me improve. And I can pass that advice on to you guys or someone who asks me a question. So don't be afraid to ask questions or receive advice. Go into the gym with a very open mind, because there are so many different training styles, different ways to train, different diets, and all of that is just such a big variety, so you can find the perfect one for you. So with that being said, don't be closed-minded in the gym, because that can leave a lot of gains on the table, or even finding the perfect gym split for you, finding your perfect diet, finding a certain way to do a certain something, because everyone in the gym has the same goal, but we get there different ways. So that is what you can expect. Everyone's nice, everyone's kind for the most part. Obviously there is going to be that one rude person that Joey Swole does a video on, so shout out to Joey Swole. Anyway, how you can start going to the gym. First things first, find your calorie maintenance so you can lose or gain weight depending on your goals. I've done videos on both of those, so if you want to check those out. And find the right gym for you. Find a gym that's close. Find a gym that is cheap for you or whatever. And if you don't have a gym, you can obviously work out at home. And also how to start is you can find a goal that suits you. So if you want to gain the most muscle, train for hypertrophy. If you want to gain strength, do low reps, high intensity. If you want to work on endurance, high reps, low intensity. So that's like the 15 rep range. Find your goals. If you want to compete in a bodybuilding competition, find someone that can coach you along the way so you can get single digit body fat, which is pretty difficult, but if that is your goal, that is my goal. Not at the moment, but that is my long-term goal. So find something that is perfect for you and something that you can stick to for a long period of time without getting bored. And that also leads me into my next thing. What exercises to start? Honestly, I would recommend starting with maybe a full body day for your first 2 or 3 months, so just so you can get the hang of it and gauge your strength. So what I would start with, obviously going from the neck down. Shoulders, you want to do some trap exercises because they are often forgotten muscle, but they are also trained just keeping yourself upright like this. You train your traps, so it's boring just doing shrugs, pretty heavy weight. Then for the side delt, lateral raises, front delt, any pressing movement will work for your front delt. So that's like bench press, shoulder press, and often forgotten is the rear delt muscle right here. Mine is overdeveloped, so I don't necessarily train them, but anything where you fly back, so that could be a reverse pec deck or even a movement like this with cables or dumbbells will work completely fine. Then the biceps. Any curl movement will target the bicep. Obviously, preacher curls and Bayesian curls will target a different head of the bicep. And also the brachialis is an often forgotten muscle. It is about right here. So you want to be doing hammer curls, Bayesian curls, supinated bicep curls, or just strict curls. Find something that you like and that you won't get bored of. And if you get bored, switch it out with something like a cable curl or anything of the sorts. There are hundreds of different movements that will be suited to you and your comfort ability level. Then the triceps, any push down movement and overhead movement will target the triceps pretty evenly. A common misconception is that your hands have a big part in which head of the tricep. At the end of the day, it is just overhead presses and push downs. So at the end of the day, it's going to work it differently. Overhead works your long head of the tricep. Push downs works a little bit more of the side, but they will both movements will target it pretty evenly, but with a strong emphasis on the long or short head. So with that being said, find a cable movement overhead, find a cable movement push down, anything that is comfortable for you. Then moving on to forearms. A lot of people forget about the forearms because they're not trained directly. So I would recommend just getting on your knee like this and curling like this, or even on a cable, doing the cat paw curls. I like those. If you have a bar that's not old or rusty, it just kind of it has to be smooth. It has to be a very smooth movement, so I do recommend doing it with dumbbells. For me, high intensity works. That's when I saw my forearms explode the most. So I do just about 8 to 10 reps, pretty heavy, just curling, and then reverse curls will work a little bit of this top part of the forearm. So now moving on to chest, I would recommend skipping a just flat bench unless you really love flat bench, just because there's little to no emphasis on the upper part of your chest. Now, if your upper chest is fully developed, then go right ahead, do the flat bench. But for me, I like to start with flies and kind of pre-fatigue that upper part of the chest, and then work my way to an incline barbell movement or incline chest press. It doesn't matter, it targets it the same, but a lot of people overemphasize the incline, because if it's too inclined, you're gonna just work your shoulders, and you don't want that. So a slight incline, literally like this, will target the upper chest fibers perfectly because they only slant up slightly. So if you can look at any anatomy book or something like that, you will see that it's slanted very slightly. I will put up a picture here. Now moving on to the back. An often forgotten part of the back are the erectors. Now, the erectors give your back a certain thickness that can give you a higher level of just back development over a bunch of people. Now, I struggle with my erectors. I have the back width and the shape, I just don't have the thickness yet, so I'm working on that. So you want to do a pull down movement, maybe a pull over movement for the lats, and any upright row will work kind of the upper back. So choose which one is best for you. There are a shitload of back machines that are all slightly different at your gym, most likely. So find the best one for you. Abs don't necessarily need to be trained that's just my opinion. Crunches, Russian twists, leg raises, they all work the abs in different ways, but similar objectives. So train abs if you want. It's not really needed. If you do an overhead press, your core will stabilize, but it doesn't directly work the abs. So if that is a weak point, I do recommend working them, but it's not needed. Next, hamstrings are worked in deadlifts, or lying leg curls are my favorite, or seated leg curls. Any of those will work perfectly fine. That also works calves a little bit, works glutes, a little bit of lower back. Then quad, obvious squats, leg extension. Those are the two main ones, and then you only really need those two. Find a squat variation that you like, find a leg extension that you really like, and find a leg press that would be most optimal, considering you don't need to do 3 squatting movements. It kind of just kills more than it gains. But that being said, it is very hard to overtrain. So just pick about 3 leg movements that you really like. Do those about twice a week for optimal leg growth. Then moving on to the adductors. A lot of people forget the adductors, but the most obvious way to train them is literally just adductor machine. It works the side of the leg, can give you the overall sweep and thickness that not a lot of people have. So I would recommend training those. Sumo squats will also work if you want a really wide stance squat. It's kind of uncomfortable for me, so I just do the adductor machine. Then glutes. Glutes are worked with pretty much all of your leg movements. So there isn't one I would necessarily want to have over another. You can pick any hip thrust movement, any abductor movement, and they'll target the glutes pretty directly. So find anything you like for that. And last but certainly not least, calves. Calves, everyone in the fitness industry has chicken legs if you have small calves. And it is a hard muscle group to train necessarily, just because there is literally pretty much only one exercise to do. Calf raises, it's the same motion pretty much the entire time. Some machines will be a little bit stretch emphasized, so I recommend doing a machine and a standing calf raise, not seated, because the fibers are not stretched a certain way. I don't know, Jeff Nippard made a very good point about it. I forgot, because he's very science and I'm pretty stupid. I'm more of a bro science lifter myself. So do a standing calf raise. It is the best for calf growth. And what you can do if you don't have a gym, obviously start with body weight exercises. Dips on a chair, literally just like this, or on, if you have a counter that goes to a right degree angle, doing some dips on that will work the triceps, a little bit of chest. Obviously pull-ups are a main one. If you don't have a pull-up bar, you can get one literally for $10 on Amazon. I think it goes in your door, just like that. I have one, so I will show a picture of one right here. Anyway, if you don't have anything at home, squats, weights, if you want to get kettlebells are pretty good. Kettlebells are pretty diverse. You can do curls with them. If not, you can literally just get some gallons of water and put them on like a stick, if you can find a stick, or if you have a PVC pipe at home, that'll work. Just put some jugs on it or fill trash bags with water. Anything like that will help. Just stimulating the muscle will cause growth over time. So body weight squats, kettlebell squats, whatever you have, you can fill up with water. Do bags of books. If you have a lot of books, do some curls with that. You can even do overhead press. Just find something at home that will suit you and is comfortable. I think that is going to be it for me today, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and I will give you some tips. I hope this video helped. In conclusion, don't be scared to go to the gym. Literally just get in there, do the work. Everyone starts somewhere. I started almost 2 years ago now, and I was terrified to go in the gym because I was a little stubby kid. I was a little chubby, and I wanted to better myself, just like every single person in the gym. So I think it is important at the end of the day to just get in there, overcome your fear, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. So many people are happy to help you. I promise I'm happy to help. So that is going to be it for me today, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps out the channel a lot. We're seeing some crazy growth. Hopefully, by the time this video comes out, I will be at almost 300 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for all the support. It is crazy. We are growing crazy. You can conquer the world if that's what you want to do. Be you. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. End video.